After last Creative Mornings, stellar performance by Malaysia, I hope I won't bother you until then, so please bear with me. Yeah, I went a month ago here, and the greatest sports really entertain us a lot. As Natasha already mentioned, today's topic is broken. Over 120 cities in the world talk about this situation, and I would like to share my story, how the broken situation in my life 1 year ago let me create something new. So I call my speech today, how losing a job helped me to create more jobs for other people. In a little bit about my story, I came to Malaysia in 2014, in August, almost 2 years ago. I was invited to work here in one of the big oil and gas company as an engineer. Yeah, I have a master's degree in engineering and a long time, about 9 years experience in it. So my contract was for 2 years. I signed a contract to work here for 2 years. In August 2015, 1 year later, as many of you might know, the oil prices crashed, and until now the situation is really bad in that field. Unexpectedly, my company notified a lot of people. I was one of them, one of the experts working here, that we no longer going to proceed with that project. So how I felt, I really felt broken, lost. I didn't know what to do, because I planned to work, have a stable income for at least 1 more year here. And yeah, it was just very short notice, 1 month notification. But luckily I had my tickets. My vacation was planned a month later in September. I had my flight to US, which I booked half a year in advance on very good price on sales. And as soon as I learned this news, I decided not to quit, not to cancel my flight, and to go anyway. However, I realized I can't just have fun there and go home and enjoy myself. I really wanted to make use of this trip. And I had always this passion to art and craft, since I was a child and all my life. I think it came to me from my mom maybe. She likes to decorate her house, change things, making something from nothing. And I came with this idea, and I created the Instagram account, the Craft Crowd, and the same name was available on the craftcrowd.com. Again, a luck, kind of a luck. So just made these names, and I looked for things to do in the US. I really planned it very carefully. Within 16 days, I found 10 workshops, 10 master classes. It was really, really tiring. I want to show you. I attended first flower arrangement class in New York with Nicholas from Australia. Then I attended the class with paper making, one of the students in New York as well. This succulent terrariums was for me the first thing. 1 year ago it was very trendy. Now it's maybe a bit too popular, but I learned it, and looked really nice, gardening in a wall. So I enjoyed it a lot. The next trip I did in Chicago. If anyone is going there, I really recommend the Sputnik Press Studio. They specialize in seal screening, and that place I think really opened my eyes. Just from the outside, the loft looked amazingly nice. This is the owner, Tara. She teaches seal screening, and the whole studio belongs to her. Here I just showed you a few slides, but the place is huge, and every corner is wow, so inspiring. You can see on the right corner, she has the vintage machines. So she likes to collect stuff. The way she exhibits students' work is also really, really beautiful. Then like this really touched me, like how she cares about her tools. Like she put them on the wall, and there is a sign like I'm sad. I wasn't like used very carefully, and this is another kind of art to me. Yeah, like the day was really long, and she was so motivating, and the other students who attended, I was just like admiring them. Some of them were graphic designers, and we printed a lot of stuff there. And I made my first still screening print of the graph crowd on a fabric. So it was my like first thing I made over there. Yeah, this recommended. Another place I want to highlight. I don't want to talk about all the studios which I've been here. Here is John. It's in Washington D.C. And he's, to me, a great example of a teacher. The way he ran art jamming was like so fun. Everyone felt like we're all old friends. We made a lot of jokes. The classes I attended before, they were like a little bit, you know, like we all felt a little bit like at school, like very shy and serious. But this guy, he asked me a lot about Russia and made a lot of jokes about my Russian accent, and while I was painting, like just like couldn't stop laughing. And I remember this feeling, like I just walked home, and the craziness I had in my mind, like this, I was overwhelmed of all the like this experience. I just like told myself I wish I stayed longer, like, and could come again to have this fun. And I laughed loudly, like just walking by myself with a painting, and I laughed all the way. And this is really like gave me an understanding how I want to do one day my like own maybe classes, workshops, that like you come there and you feel really comfortable with, like we all know each other, even like most of us as strangers. Yeah, like thanks John for bringing me these vibes. The vibes were really excellent. And another class I attended was like a Frida style jewelry in New York. This lady was also very inspiring, and the class was more with elder women, another category of people, so like just to see with whom you can learn. I came back to Kiev, and I had to do something because no official, no office work anymore. The first thing I did, I stitched my aprons. I just bought a few aprons, and the same silk screening brands I did, I just stitched with my hands. So I felt like it would be the first aprons for my students. While I was in New York with the succulent terrariums, I also announced in Kuala Lumpur, so we might have a similar class back in Malaysia. That time I didn't have many followers on social media, and of course I couldn't get like a big crowd. It was the first time. So half of the group were attended for free, and they were potential teachers, artists. I just like searched all around Malaysia, and surprisingly I found really a lot of artists. And I invited them here for our first workshop. Here we are. It was in October 2015. I make it like the photo a little bit vintage. It's like if you start, and Camelia on the third from the right. She's my second teacher. She's an architect by her profession. Some of you remember, if you're right, Elaine, I think you remember. Yeah. And she makes things, pottery from air dry clay. And 2 weeks later, we had another workshop. We made this clay art here. Here I want just to show you the left picture. It's like table setting. It's a manual and gifts for students. Camelia, until now I'm really grateful. She brought this understanding to me that the way you invite students, they pay money for your class, like they pay for knowledge. You need to spend time on the table settings, on like every kit, the craft kit, and she was the one like who changed like my understanding as well. I admit that the first workshop didn't look that great, like the tables as Camille's workshop. She spent like 2 weeks preparing the plates, by herself with hands, and the manuals looked really like super professional. The way she ran the class, was good. So after her, thanks to Camille again, I made a lot of efforts to do our workshops also pretty. And we started here like twice a month. Since December we have every week workshops, so it's 4 times a month. And most of the time they're selling fast, very quick. So I think it was a successful project. We are full every Sunday, and it really changed my life. Like I met a lot of people. Here is the support team on the first row. I met them on the craft. We'll go. Thanks for coming, girls. So nowadays we have a big group of teachers. I already work with more than 20 artists in Malaysia, and also we invited foreign teachers. I can talk a little bit about them. Like Daphne Lu, she teaches us soap making and candle making. Nadia, she graduated Fine Art University. She teaches painting. Bintang came from Jakarta, Indonesia. She teaches fabric design, tie-dye. Mathex, they have an office job and they do concrete planters. Annie is calligraphy. Leilu teach pottery. Natasha came. Natasha is a very big person in design world. She's a designer for Kim Folk and Viter magazine. For us was a big honor to catch her on her way traveling, and we had a nice time. And Amirul, he's a florist. Some of samples you can see over there. I brought the art we created during the workshops, so I'm kind of proud of what people can make within a few hours. And this is the youngest teacher, Eleanor Lim, in the middle. Don't be surprised, she's a great teacher. I even impressed by myself. At the beginning, honestly, I was a little bit concerned because she's very young, 19 years old only, how she would run the team. So to me, the age is not really big obstacle anyone can teach, but you have to be quite probably confident. But I help my teachers to explain. I have experience in project management, so kind of knowledge about time management, and it helps me a lot during these workshops. Eleanor was impressive, very productive class. She was writing, giving attention to each student, and very confident, very loud. I was like, wow, I want to work with you. And she helps me every Sunday with handwriting for our name cards here. Really, really sweet girl, super nice. And things we teach now, it's listed on the left. I just brought the last month's schedule. We teach pottery, fabric dye, candle making, soap making, paintings, calligraphy, macrame classes are coming soon, and stamp carvings and paper craft, like marble paper and flower papers, a lot, I would say a lot, and I hope it's not only this list, that we will extend it and we'll bring something new. Some of them, subjects were already presented in Kuala Lumpur, and half of them were the first who are doing it here in Malaysia. And a little bit about my table settings. So every Sunday we have different table decoration, and it's almost always DIY, do it yourself. So I spend 1-2 weeks of creating things from using different tools. And why I'm doing so, and I want just to show my students, to share how can you reuse materials, and how using simple materials can also make a beautiful table. For example, these vases, I sprayed them here on the left corner. The vase is just made out of paper, I painted marble paper. I think it looks nice, based from paper. The right corner, the coffee team, the wrapping paper, like I also made by me with stamps, and the fabric on behind is also handmade. The denim theme, we just made aprons from jeans. So, and lots more. Every Sunday, it's a little bit like, it takes a lot of time, but every Sunday we don't repeat ourselves. So like we like to surprise our students as well. And we'll make handmade gifts as well. I'm really lucky to work with teachers what we have now. They're so enthusiastic, like for tomorrow class, Daphne messaged me since like last month, and she created so many gifts, like a handmade hand lotion, and like she brings every time new thought, and she just, hey Alina, I have new ideas, let's do this. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And yeah, like we try to improve every Sunday. So one of the samples, our table, when students come, they see this. Until now, I still don't have my own studio. I wish I will have. We don't have any sponsors, so we do all by ourselves, and I really want to support artists. The main income goes to them. They make quite good money every Sunday, like so I'm also proud that I can support them. Like normally the art is not very maybe highly appreciated, but here like we show that it's really hard work, and actually students they realize it when they do something by their own hands. They're like, wow, yeah, it's not that easy. In this table, like I did the bases from just glasses. I painted, I used the string and I painted in acrylic. The postcards is stamp printing. I first carved the rubber and then stamp, and the tote bags is silkscreen, also all handmade. And a little bit about our students. Without people coming and learning, making an effort coming from online to offline to the real meeting, of course it wouldn't be possible. And it's like so big variety of different ages. Like we have sisters, like on the left, we have couples, we posted guys and girls. We had a mom and daughter, we had granddaughter and grandmom, Bintang, and friends, and a lot more. And and yeah, about our workshops, I truly believe in this, that what we reach during our events, we overcome shyness. First, it's quite effort to come again, like to sign up for the class. We take the risk, yeah, we overcome again shyness, and we just take the brush and paint. We connect, of course, and we grow. I hope that I really encourage our students to go back home and do something more gifts, or some of them like become an entrepreneur, like they continue, they learn and they sell things, so they work as the florist, etc. We train our brain. This is I want to highlight from my own experience. The more you do, the more like you do something new for yourself. You like brain really like works better, and ideas just flowing in my mind, like now this, and then like wow, okay, yeah, great. how it came, like I don't know. It's just like because you constantly doing something, and you learn. Like I learn a lot from students, I learn a lot from teachers, so I think it's yeah, important. And yeah, vibes in our workshops are really nice and positive. So I make jokes sometimes, maybe it's too much, but we laugh, yeah. We forget about the stress, we forget about our office problems, like because you really need to focus on what you're doing. It's a great also appeal to overcome the depression. We make useful goods, yeah, like the cups, we drink out of them, we make tote bags, we make flowing, flower arrangements, so most of the things you can use daily, or again make a nice gift or sell it. Self-discipline, and we're proud of our results. Like you don't leave the class until you make something really good. Yeah, we will encourage you, support you if you feel like not very confident. We want you like, to go to back home and remember, have a good memories of us. And so again, students, they're curious, they listen. They're very supportive. Hey, Victor. Very supportive. Like I have a regular students, they come again and again, and like all these people I meet here in Kuala Lumpur, and I'm really grateful. Like all of them are amazing, nice people. Here is the sisters, Nabila, I think she's not here. Humble. Sisters are humble and funny. Jenny, hi to you. The proud thing to say is we are makers. Yeah, sometimes it's very, very messy. the bottom photo shows really messy, like your hands get a little bit bluish, and here is a painting class. One more thing I want to say. Why I wanted to start this project. For first year living in Kuala Lumpur, I heard a lot of complaints from my expat friends that there are not much to do in Malaysia, first thing, okay? I attended myself a few workshops in here, but I still realized that there is space to do something like that. Almost 1 year later we started now, I see way more studios offering workshops the same as we do, much more than 1 year ago. So I'm also happy that hopefully our little small project helps to make Kuala Lumpur as a center of creativity. Second thing, a lot of local people, Malaysian, they told me like if you want to buy something nice or you want to resell things, go to Thailand, go to Singapore, go to Australia. If you go to the central market, the majority of the sellers are still not Malaysians, unfortunately to me, right? So I still wonder why having the same resources, having more or less the same people better, right? Why do not produce here in Malaysia? We have everything. We have great minds here, like really great, a lot of designers. Like believe me, like if I compare like half of the classes attended in other countries, they're not as great as like I learned here. The masters, they really offer you good quality and you can learn a lot. So I'm proud to say that these things are handmade in Malaysia. So I want really to highlight it. I think we're something. Yeah, and I'm proud to say so, and I hope you will support me in it. About my own background. Just wanted to tell you one little funny fact about myself. I was born in a city named Udachny, which from Russian literally translated as lucky. It's an adjective, lucky. I'm not joking. It's written in my passport. So I think it's I don't know. I just wanted to share this fact. The city is located on the north part of Russia. It's on a diamond mining. This is a city on the left. My father worked as an engineer on the diamond mining, and my uncle used to work spent 20 years working on this car. On the left side, Kamatsu, going down one day, he spent it going up, just like it's in a spiral in a career in the mining. I can't remember many things because my parents, my family, we changed the 4 regions in Russia. Used to live in Ural Mountains in Moscow, and this is only what I remember. This was freaking cold, like on the picture like that. Minus 50 degrees Celsius, 50. Winter time and summer, like 1 month, and quite, I think, challenging. And the local minorities are there, Yuguts. They look Asian, and this is the place close to the ice ocean, and something really funny from my biography. Anyone been broken in their life? Can you raise the hand? Not many actually. Surprisingly. Wow. I wanted to say, like, when I prepared this presentation, I'm not the one, but it looks like there are not many. That's great. But I have to admit, like, Malaysia is not a stressful country. It's what I like here. I used to work in China, in Shanghai. It's a very big difference. Anyway, just wanted to share my own experience. When you feel broken, like any life gives you surprises, it's always ups and downs. It never goes like great red. We can try different roles in our life. Like we can be anything. And it's so fun to try different professions. I want to show you where did I work. This is an engineering site in China on the left. I spent 2 years working as an operator in a paging company when I was 18. Probably most of you can't remember, but before mobile phones, we had pagers. So I was that operator receiving messages. I had a part-time job after the university that night. I worked as a salesperson in a snowboarding shop for 1 year, again part-time job during the studies. Quite fun also, absolutely different. I helped my friend in Shanghai with cooking classes. We had Japanese students. We taught them French cuisine and baking. I was a kids yoga teacher. I have a certificate in that for 1 year in Hanoi, in Vietnam. This is the thing I will never forget. Working with kids, my best from 3 to 5 years old. We created this program. Was more a theater, a play. Of course, very different from adults yoga. We all cried when I left Vietnam that day. Kids cried, I cried, and I still, to me, it's I don't know, it's very touching. These memories. I worked as a Zumba teacher as well in Vietnam, and I also certified body balance training. Now I'm champion. But and there were a lot more professions I tried in my life. Even though I had a stable office job for 9 years, still for me was also fun to do something else on the weekend or after work or after university. You take the risk, you have this little bit of courage, you're jumping somewhere, you don't know what's going to happen, what waits for you there, but in the end of the day it's so much fun, and I don't want to stop learning. My professor in university, he had this, he mentioned me once, I learned until now. He was 65 that time, and he says knowledge is never enough. This is what I say to my students. I would like to bring this phrase as well. It's kind of quote what I use for I think for our project and for myself and our students, because our students are more or less the same as a little bit crazy. Jenny told me a lot of your friends ask you why are you doing this, why? Okay, you can go on YouTube and just watch it do. But no, the interesting fact, when you're surrounded by the like-minded people for 4 or 5 hours, you have no choice but to do the art, right? At home, it's really difficult to focus and just distracted with other things. Plus, I don't know, to us, it's every Sunday is a big celebration. It's I don't know, a nice party event. We meet, we make, and we definitely make something, that maybe other people can't do, right? Time to time I want to quit, I admit it also, and I have this also doubts, I feel oh, maybe I should do something more serious, what society says. And when I see these faces, our students' faces, it's also special. A lot of people come very serious. By the end of class, most of them are laugh, and I see photos from our photographer. We really change, and I'm not gonna sell anything to you today, but I just want to bring you the idea. Why not? And I want to say I'm really now happy to live in Malaysia. First year working in an office was very different. I didn't have friends, I didn't have like maybe one, two, almost no one. And I was a little bit depressed first year here because I realized that like if you compare like with Bali, Vietnam, China, there it wasn't for me a problem to find friends. Here I didn't know where to go. Like a lot of my office mates, I asked them what they're doing tonight. They're like, oh, going home. A lot of like Malay people, they just like they don't like to continue the friendship. So, and this year, since August 2014, I feel absolutely different. I met a lot of great people. Like I still can't believe it. Like sometimes, like wow, they are my friends, and yeah, very nice. So yeah, I just don't really like this word. I want to scratch it, and yeah. This is what I want to say, like, no problem. Thank you.
One more time, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your story. Do you guys feel like you want to ask Alina something? Is there something like burning questions right here? Yeah? Okay, so I guess we'll have you back. I'm gonna give you a microphone. Okay.
Hey.
Hi.
But, yeah, first of all, I'm really curious about your process. Like, first of all, it's inspiration for you to come here with a really practical job and change it up to something like starting a crafting business. It's pretty cool. What was your main resistance when creating it? Like, was it getting a tribe going, starting a brand, or what was the main sort of resistance that comes with it?
Resistance.
Yeah, like when you felt.
Yeah, like finding the proper name was the challenge. Some of them like existed on social media, but I couldn't find the website. So I like brainstormed. I asked my boyfriend how this sounds. Like, it took me maybe a few weeks to come with this name. And then just to understand what people need, sometimes it's difficult. Like I'm still doing this research, kind of like just work using my own intuition. Like sometimes it works, sometimes like I don't have enough students. I realize maybe I will not repeat it again, and then just invite friends for my workshops.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just pointing out the fact that there were particular stages that really, like, if you had support there, just flowed a lot better. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Anyone? Okay, hi, I'm Michelle. You mentioned I like social media too. I would like to ask about one of the initial statements that you made about being broken financially. So as a creative, I think a lot of people are resistant towards leaving their professional job in order to become a creative. And I guess from your point of view, do you have any words of wisdom about how you can make being creative financially sustainable?
Okay. Yeah, it's quite difficult question. First of all, I'm your fan. I follow you on Facebook. This girl is like great entrepreneur. She created her own community with hoop retreatments. Yeah, I really love what you're doing. My project is very small in comparison. Finance, of course, it's always like the problem. Each of us wants to survive, and again, I don't do our workshops free. Like I wish I would. Like I had sponsors, but not only me needs to survive. Luckily, I had like long time engineering experience, and I could invest at the beginning. Like it wasn't really hard to start this kind of project. I admit, yeah, like I get lucky. But like I receive sometimes these questions like, can you please invite me for free? I explain why not, because I want to pay a good salary, really good. Like sometimes it's up to 6,000 $700 a day for my teachers, because I see how much time they spend. Like they sit there day and night for weeks, like preparing things. So I will feel like really ashamed saying them, you know, like someone wants to come for free, can you teach for free? No, I don't want to do it. So this is like I found like more or less affordable price, most of the time cheaper for what we offer, but still like I don't go for free. But in my life I did a lot of myself. I attended a lot of volunteering projects. I worked for free for other people when I feel like I want to do it. Like, and talking about charity, for example, again, like I prefer to keep silent and like go and do something, like to have face-to-face experience rather than I send money on some bank and I don't know where I go. I also did this, like I gave money, but then I followed what this company is doing. If they help children, like I just see what they really do and like how they help, like the personal touch is important. About the, sorry, I went like another direction. About the finance, again, like being an entrepreneur is not easy. Definitely, like to me, it's easier to work and make more money than a corporate professional work. Yes, it is. Hopefully things will change, and I think all of us, like a lot of you are here independent owners of your own project. We can change things, again, hope for that, but still it also can bring you finance support if you budget it smart. You don't need to spend much, like if you don't have your own studio at the beginning. I still don't have my own studio, and actually wanted to invest, but my friends saying like, no, if you have enough like profit, then you can make another step. So like budgeting is important. Don't spend too much at the beginning, okay? And feel like so like just slowly, by step, like realize like link for you as well. Yeah, like we have a guest here. She's from Munich. She wants to do something similar in Germany. She came to workshop last week. So I mean like budgeting is important, like spending. Not much, right? Networking, yeah, like if you start something, bring your first friends, tell your people like how you create it, how you become more popular on social media, right? You tell everyone like follow me, please. You can even ask like why not, like and then just working day by day. Never like you wake up and like you don't have inspiration, for example, and you're like like I better go and work for some big fat company, you know. But you have to like working like constantly, non-stop. Like it's very important. Like I think inspiration doesn't come from outside. When you like do something, like talking is one thing, right? But when you make something with your own things, it change. Like so and. Can I ask you, like, the finance is financially successful is your project? Yes. So, like, then if it even doesn't work, I would say maybe you would agree. If it doesn't work in one city, why not to try and travel and bring it to another community where you can feel like don't be afraid to move. Why not? The world is more or less the same now. Like we move countries, we move cities, but we learn again, and maybe in one country this thing doesn't work. Like I'm sure my project wouldn't work in Singapore, maybe, and in Moscow, because why? There are a lot of things already happening. Okay, like I felt like in Poland to work.
Okay, anyone? We have a space for maybe 2 last questions. Yes, sure. Maria.
Hi, my name is Maria. Thank you so much. It was such an inspiration for me. I myself been expat in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam for almost a year. I've worked before, and I just wanted to be curious. You've been a Zumba teacher and a yoga teacher. How did you handle the office job? Was it an office job plus weekend job as a yoga teacher?
Okay, Zumba teaching I started while I had my office job in Moscow. First of all, I invited all my friends. I still have a lot of female friends in Moscow. I spend a lot of time practicing at home. Just like it's usually one class about 12 tracks, and you need to jump, and then it's important how you again share your knowledge with the crowd, right? So it was a part-time, right? Answering your questions with the kids yoga. Before coming to KL, I had 1 year career break in Vietnam. I fully was involved with the event management, I would call, as a freelance in kids yoga on a regular basis, 3 times a week, and Zumba as well. Kids yoga actually like came from scratch. I got the certificate after working for half a year in the schools. And again, I learned from YouTube, I learned from my own experience. First classes, like kids, they don't listen to you because you're a stranger to them. Like slowly it comes to the understanding. And like I truly believe, I don't know many kids yoga actually schools here. Some of you can start it here in KL. Why not? It's amazing experience, and it's in a very good demand. Maybe you can do it here. Like a lot of families here, they want to entertain their kids, and it's good for health. A lot of benefits here, and for yourself, it's amazing. I really like to work with kids.
Okay, do we have any last questions? 3, 2, salt, okay? Thank you very much, Alina. Thank you for coming and sharing your story. Thank you. One more.